All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're plugging in, we're clipping in, and we're diving headfirst into the absolutely brutal, watt-fueled world of the Zwift Racing League. Now, this thing is one of the biggest virtual competitions on the entire planet, but what really makes it tick?
So let's ask the big question right off the bat. What actually makes the ultimate virtual team sport? I mean, is it just about who can pedal the hardest? Is it just raw power? Or is there something deeper going on? Well, the teams in ZRL, they have some pretty strong feelings about this, and let me tell you, their experiences show us a few key ingredients.
Okay, first up, from the Sea Dogs team, one of the core ingredients is, well, this. Pure suffering. Yeah, we're talking about pushing yourself to the absolute brink, just holding on when every single part of your body is screaming at you to just stop. But look, it's not all about just gritting your teeth and enduring the pain. The Sea Slugs? They showed us a whole other side of this, the tactical side. It's about having that killer kick, that, explosive burst of power at exactly the right moment. That's where the suffering meets the strategy.
And maybe, just maybe, the most important piece of the puzzle is this feeling of unity. The Sea Dogs, they absolutely nailed it when they said they emptied the tank together. It's that shared sacrifice, right? That's what turns one person's suffering into a team victory. And you know what? There's no place where that's more obvious than in the first race format we're going to look at.
The ultimate team test. We're kicking things off with what is probably the purest form of teamwork in all of Zwift racing, the Team Time Trial, or TTT. And for round one, the teams had to tackle the Southern Coast Cruise route, which, believe me, is a massive test of coordination right from the get-go.
So, if you look at it on paper, a TTT seems pretty technical, right? It's all about aerodynamics and power. The teams get into this formation called the pass line, where each rider takes a turn at the front, basically cutting through the virtual wind so their teammates can save a bit of energy in the draft. The whole goal is just to get the highest average speed possible. But that's just the theory. Because in reality, for the riders actually in the race, it feels a lot more like this. A perfectly synchronized train of pure pain. Every single rider has a very specific job, and if just one link in that chain snaps, the whole train can just grind to a halt.
And this story just perfectly captures what it's like for a rookie team. Take the Wolverines. They went into their very first TTT with this crazy mix of nerves and excitement, and they held a near-perfect pace line for almost the whole race. When one of their guys, Nick, got dropped, he just showed this incredible grit to fight his way back. They finished totally, completely spent, and they called it proper Type 2 fun. You know the type. It's absolutely brutal while you're doing it, but man, is it rewarding when you're done.
Okay, but this is where it gets really interesting. It's not just about power, it's about strategy. The Sea Slugs, for example, they rode super smart. They actually gave their riders roles. They had hammers, whose job was to just unleash massive power at the front. And then they had nails, whose job was just to hang on and keep the team together. By protecting their nails, they made sure the whole team finished strong. And that clever tactic, it got them an amazing second-place finish.
Okay, so now we're moving on. Every single point counts. Because while the TTT is all about that pure, synchronized teamwork, ZRL also has races where it's all about individual tactics, explosive sprints, and that's where the points and scratch races come in. Let's break them down.
So what's the difference between these two? Well, think of a points race, like the one they did on the Fine and Sandy course. Think of it like a bunch of mini battles inside one big war. You're scoring points at these intermediate sprints all through the race. A scratch race, though? That's totally different. That's a winner-takes-all showdown. It's all about one thing, that final, desperate dash to the finish line.
And believe me, those little intermediate points are so critical. Just look at the Wolfpack in their points race. They absolutely bossed the sprints and ended up earning a massive 174 more fastest through segment points than their biggest rivals. Now, these are basically bonus points you get for being the fastest over these short little sections of the course. And that kind of dominance, that was the key to their entire victory.
Let's actually break down a points race, step by step, using the Sea Slugs Race 4 as an example. They played this thing perfectly. So first, Pete and Spoonie just dominated the early sprints to rack up points. Then, the group split, and Festa and Giggsy had to fight like crazy to get back to the front. And then, in that chaotic final climb, Pete just kept his cool and won the sprint from his group. I mean, what a testament to that team's resilience.
But ZRL isn't just about tactics and power data on a screen. This is a virtual sport, yeah, but it's played by real people. And with that, you get all of the messy, unpredictable, and sometimes just plain hilarious stuff that comes with human competition.
I mean, even the best, most well-drilled teams can have their whole plan just fall apart. And sometimes, the thing that messes it all up isn't a rival team. It's the dinner menu.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. The Wolfpack in their TTT were absolutely flying, until about the halfway point. That's when, and I quote from their race report, one rider felt the effects of that extra slice of pizza. Their perfect pace line just got a bit lost. It's funny, right? But it's also a super real reminder that what you do in the real world can have very real consequences in the virtual one.
And of course, there's the one opponent that every single virtual racer fears more than anything else, the technology itself. A dropped internet connection, a hardware glitch, it can end your entire race before you've even turned a pedal.
And round one had plenty of that virtual bad luck. The Donkeys lost a key rider to a technical. One of the Wolfpack guys realized mid-race that he'd forgotten to change his bike after the warm-up. And another rider was literally still trying to get his bike working with 30 seconds to go. It's just this constant battle against the digital gremlins.
So, after all of that, the suffering, the strategy, the pizza, the tech glitches, after everything that happened in round one, where do things stand? How are the teams looking as they get ready for the next round of races?
Well, the result of all that chaos is that the competition is just incredibly tight. You've got the Wolfpack tied for first with their rivals. The Kraken team absolutely swept the points to grab the top spot in their league. The Sea Slugs are sitting in an impressive second place out of like 90 riders. And the Ducks, they just started their season with a massive, dominant win. It is completely wide open. It is all to play for. So what's clear is that every single point, every sprint, and every last bit of teamwork matters. The stage is totally set for an even bigger, even more intense battle in round two. The only question is, who has what it takes to find that extra gear and really climb to the top? I guess we'll just have to wait and see.